It finished Borussia Dortmund 1, Mainz 1. Borussia Dortmund far from their best in this game. Marco Reus with a late penalty to win it, put it wide. In the end, it is 2 big drop points for Dortmund as we welcome in Aage, Fjortoft and Jurgen Klinsmann to the show. Jurgen, they're such a frustrating team to watch, Dortmund, because there are flashes of absolute brilliance from them. But at the end of the day, you don't get points for that.
Yeah, and that costs you a lot. I mean, especially today, losing those 2 points in, obviously you hope that Dortmund is getting closer to Bayern Munich and they give them a real fight, a chase towards the title. But with performances like that today, it's just not going to happen. It's sad because obviously you calculate those points in, you play against the bottom team of the league, which is a great fighting team. They have a good spirit. I mean, they proved it at Munich. The other day when they were leading at 2-0 at Bayern Munich at halftime, when unfortunately they lost in 5-2. But they were fighting for their lives. You could see that they're in the middle of the relegation battle. But then you expect Dortmund to step it up. You expect some players to take matters in their own hands. And definitely when you have a leader like Marco Reus, who's probably, he and Mats Hummels, the 2 leaders of the team, you've got to put away a penalty because it just costs you too much now, and you lose too many points towards Bayern.
We heard Marco Reus after the game, Jan, come out and apologise and say he missed that big chance in the first half and feels obviously very responsible for missing that penalty in the second.
Yeah, of course, you had to say that, but there was an interesting discussion between himself, Jadon Sancho and Erling Haaland, and then Jadon Sancho gave the ball to Marco Reus. Okay, Marco Reus has missed 3 of his last 10 penalties. I think that a goal-getter, Erling Haaland, should take all penalties at that club, by the way. But it's interesting just to strengthen what Jurgen said. Can you imagine Bayern? They're sitting there having a bit out of form, losing in the cup, losing against Gladbach, and then they have a look at their so-called challengers. Leverkusen missing out against Union Berlin. Dortmund can't even win against Mainz at home. And okay, a point for Leipzig in Wolfsburg, a good Wolfsburg team, could be more normal. But there is no way that these challengers can do anything. I think when you have a look at Dortmund at the moment, they didn't get that goal because of VAR. Bellingham was okay in first half, but still, that is not good enough. And it's just sad to watch them because there's so much quality, and there is so much quality that they manage to hide away in games after games.
What do you do with Marco Reus regarding penalties now, Jurgen? Do you have a private word and say, look, I'm going to now switch it to Haaland as my number 1?
Well, I think there's no need for a private word. I mean, Marco is disappointed himself. Haaland eventually will grow into that role and will take every opportunity to score a goal with a penalty. That's just what a number 9, a goal scorer, is doing. So they will take their lesson out of this, but it's too late because today was the opportunity to close the gap a little bit on Bayern. And in the first half, obviously they were clearly the better team. They put them constantly under pressure. They created chances, but they were not decisive enough. They were not determined enough. As Jan said, I think Bellingham, he played a very good game, and I was actually surprised when he was subbed out at about 60 minutes into the game. And then you have to use other opportunities to finish things off. I mean, Öztunali's goal was a beautiful goal by Mainz. But then still, once you get back into the game with Monier's goal, which was nice too, you got to finish it off and get 3 points.
Change of manager doesn't really seem to have changed too much, really, Jan.
No, and that is not surprisingly, because I think that it takes time to get that culture in there. And I think that is the same weaknesses that we've seen for Dortmund really for many, many years. I also agree that the leaders got to stand up. It can't be like in some games that the youngest kids are the ones who should lead by the front. I mean, yes, we are talking about the weaknesses of Dortmund. We are talking about also about Mainz. It's a bit fun fact. The guy who scored, it's hard to say this word, is the grandchild of Uwe Seeler. And Uwe Seeler, one of the legends of German football. And we have one legend there with Jurgen Klinsmann, of course. But that is a fantastic player, in his time. And I think that those kind of fun facts, that makes my life a bit cooler.
What a sad life you lead, Jan, if that's a highlight of your day. Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.